everyone. Welcome to Word Funk. I am Leon Thomas. I am joined by Austin Yorsky and Johnny Maloney. Good news about last week, even though we had some audio problems because Austin was in another dimension. That was our most listened to episode in a while. And the only explanation I have for it is because it was our gayest episode in a while. I mean, all of our episodes are kind of gay, but that was like, we went a little further than usual.
We did. We got some complaints in the comment section that it wasn't gay enough, though.
Oh, how much gayer could it be? We talked about The Legend of Korra. We talked about Steven Universe. We talked about LGBT discrimination in Indiana. All right. Well, let's talk about. All right, Johnny.
Guys,
talk about
an hour.
Yeah, talk about gay things right now. Go. On the spot. I'm putting you on the spot.
Men kissing other men.
They sure do. Sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Seen it happen.
Yeah.
It's a thing. You should get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already used to it. I mean,
I wasn't suggesting that you're not.
No.
I mean, I'm just in general, everybody should just kind of be cool with this by now, because it's done.
Okay.
Happened. It's happening.
Thank you for that. Oh, actually, we talked about last week that there was a bill that was about to become law in Indiana it's like there are similar laws in other states, but this one is the hardest line one. It's like the one where there's no wiggle room, and it got passed into law in Indiana. And already, it's like people were like, "Oh, nothing's really going to happen for it. It's just symbolic." Already, there's one. This pizza place called Memories Pizza has already done it. It's like a day in, and there's this place in Indiana, a pizza joint, that's like, "Fuck no gay stuff here." And so yeah, it already happened.
Memories Pizza?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's on the hashtag.
Do you guys remember when pizza didn't care who you were?
Yeah.
Where you came from, or who you like to climb into bed and snuggle with? Why you gotta do this, pizza? Why you gotta be this way?
Yeah, from what I'm reading, and I could be totally wrong, it's the first business to publicly deny same-sex service called Memories Pizza. It's in Bloomington, Indiana. Don't go there. Even if you're not gay, just don't, because it sounds like it's really a dick place to be.
I'd really love to see a backlash to this of like a pizza place open up like right across the street and just be like the super gayest pizza joint around, and just like I'd love to see that happen and just watch it like totally steal all of Memories Pizza, and then everybody could be like, "Remember Memories Pizza? Those are not some very nice people."
All right. Well, there you go.
Can you imagine living a life where the thought of someone eating food you made and being gay at the same time is just, like, unacceptable? Like, you can't sleep at night, you're tossing and turning, you're like, "Oh my god, they're eating my pizza." Like,
what if that one calzone I sold this afternoon went to a gay couple?
What if it made a gay person happy for a second because they enjoyed my food? I can't deal with that.
What would Jesus think?
Oh, Jesus.
Austin, when are you going to get over this whole Christianity about Jesus thing? Everybody knows that it's not like they named it after him or anything like that. He's, if anything, just a minor footnote in what it should really be called Levitic Christianity.
Yeah. I don't know. Jesus was a socialist hippie, but no one who likes him very much acts like that, and it's really frustrating sometimes, guys.
I liked the point that you made the other week about how, like, you should be able to walk into banks and just, like, flip tables and be like, "Fuck it, it's my religion!"
Yeah, you guys ever read the Infancy Gospel of Thomas?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
There's a lot.
I read it every week.
There's a lot of apocryphal books that were left out of the Bible. One of them is called The Infancy Gospel of Thomas, and in it shows, like, Jesus growing up. And he's a total fucking dickbag. He's just an asshole, and I think at one point he kills someone.
Most children are.
I know, it's just funny. I wish that was in the Bible. Like, how much would that change our perception of Jesus if he was just a fucking dick for years?
Actually, that would be better, because then you'd see he has like a character arc instead of just... Because, it's like when the character in your movie, for example, is like great right off the bat, and then you don't watch them grow, you don't care about them as much. I think Christianity would get in even more people if, Jesus had like a proper 3-act structure.
Yeah, because he's like an unattainable like ideal. So you're just like, well, I'll never be as good as Jesus, so I guess I'll just be a homophobic, racist asshole. But if he was like
there's only two options. You can either be Jesus or the biggest asshole in the world. There is no gray area in between, everyone.
Right.
It's like the freedom of speech argument. It's like someone says something fucking terrible and you call them out and they're like, I'm allowed to say it. It just means I can, so I should, right? Like, obviously, because I'm not going to be thrown in jail, therefore I shall spew the most hateful shit I can think of.
But the worst of this is when someone says, like, really like, has a very prejudiced outlook on life, and after they said it, and you question it, you say, well, you're prejudiced against me. You're prejudiced against my horrible beliefs. Like, no, it's like you can't just twist this around. And
it's like a bigotry Ouroboros. It just never ends.
I would feel so much better about hating all the Jews if people didn't go after me about that like I was some kind of asshole.
Right. Oh, my.
We've established the moral high ground, guys. Now it's time for 40 minutes of dick jokes.
Speaking of dick, I watched Bronson recently.
Oh my god, he's so naked and so fucking...
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it, Bronson is a film directed by Nicholas Winding Refn, notably the director of Drive and Only God Forgives. But before all that, he directed Bronson, as well as some other films, and Bronson stars Tom Hardy, and I want to say a couple things about Tom Hardy. First of all, Tom Hardy's face is as pretty as his penis is ugly. He has...
Too bad that's too long to fit as a title of this episode.
I know.
Brilliant.
Look, in all seriousness, and I'm sorry, I know I'm making fun of someone who's like a million times more successful than me, and more handsome, and very richer, and so he doesn't care what I have to say. So Tom Hardy will not have a problem if I say this. Tom Hardy's penis is terrible. It's like an eldritch horror. It's a terrible penis. He has a beautiful face. He's a very handsome man. And the amazing thing about how handsome he is that he doesn't flaunt it very much. He goes into a lot of movies and shaves his head and gets a big bushy mustache or wears a Bane mask. He looks different in every movie, and that's great. He's not, he's a very handsome man, but he doesn't go into every movie like everyone needs to see how handsome I am. And I think that's really impressive. He also just has an ugly-ass penis. It looks like someone bent a Slim Jim. It's just, it's really thin. And that's not like a size joke, because it's proper length. It's just really thin, and it looks like someone, like, chewed on it. And it looks like red. There's like ketchup on it or something.
Did you pause it and like look frame by frame to examine it?
No, you don't even have to, because it's there a lot.
I just want to go on the record here and say that I don't really have a problem with Tom Hardy's penis. I'm perfectly okay with it. I don't think it's a particularly ugly penis one way or another.
Wait,
well, I just raised the question.
Johnny, have you seen his penis?
Oh yes, I mean not up close, but in person. Like this is not we're not intimately connected, me and Tom Hardy's penis. But yeah, I've seen Bronson more than a couple of times, so I'd say that my acquaintance with Tom Hardy's penis is probably more well informed than most.
Okay, I guess Johnny, you and I like agree on most, but I just have to say that is like a rank penis. It looks awful. It looks
Leon.
like dipped in plague or something. I don't know.
Leon, this raises the question, what celebrity penises do you approve of? I need to know what your beauty standards for foul eye are.
Okay. Well, if you ever watch the show Oz, and you should, there's lots of penises, and most of them are pretty good. Christopher Maloney has a pretty good penis. What's his name? Michael Fassbender has a great penis. Idris Elba has a great penis.
I will agree with that. I will agree. Michael Fassbender's penis is pretty impressive.
John Hamm has a damn good penis. I haven't seen it, but I've seen like the outline of his penis a lot. I mean, I'm not like I'm looking for them, but every time maybe I am. I don't know. But
your wall is covered in magazine clippings of John Hamm in like fucking business casual dress, and you've just like circled with a red marker all of his bulges.
He's got like compasses and set squares pinned up on the wall and like radii and.
John Hamm doesn't wear underwear. Every time he's out in public, he's wearing khakis, and there's just. He's got an armadillo down his trousers, and it's right there, and he has a fine penis. I'm not like a size queen or anything. It's not like it has to be huge or anything, but I can tell just from the outline that he has a pretty handsome penis, and it matches his face because he's a handsome dude. Whereas Tom Hardy, I think, is a very attractive man who just has beef jerky in his pants.
You're being real mean about people's dicks. That's all I had to say, Leon. Be real hurtful.
Well, look, I'm complimenting 9 out of 10 dicks that I just talked about. I'm just saying that every once in a while a penis comes along and it makes you want to throw up all over yourself, and that's Tom Hardy's penis. Tom Hardy, if you're listening to this for some reason, first of all, what are you doing? And second of all, I think you're amazing. You're like my, at worst, like second favorite actor. Actually, you know what? Forget all I said. I applaud you for showing your penis, because if I had a penis like that, I would hide it. I would just lock down like I'm at DEFCON 1 at all times and just make sure no one ever saw my penis. But Tom Hardy's like, I don't care. I'm wearing a Bane mask, got a weird-ass mustache. Look at my penis. It's not that great. I don't care. I'm Tom Hardy. I actually respect him more for showing his gnarled penis on camera so much.
Is it a deal breaker for you, Leon? Like, he's in pretty fucking good shape. So you see him and you're like, wow, that's good. But that, I can't deal with what's going on right there in that one area.
I feel like I'd be a top anyway.
But Tom Hardy is Mad Max now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm looking really looking forward to that.
Also Bronson. You think that you'd top that? You would. That wouldn't there wouldn't be a struggle.
Well, maybe not Tom Hardy as Bronson. I'm just saying Tom Hardy, the gentleman that we know.
This is the best conversation.
Right.
Have you guys seen the new Mad Max trailer? I haven't because I'm sold on the movie already, and I don't want to ruin it, but I hear it's good, the trailer. It
is. I haven't seen any of the Mad Max movies, and I already want to see this. It looks beautiful.
I have seen all the Mad Max movies, I have seen the trailers, and I'm with you, gentlemen. 110%, all the way. Let's go see this movie!
Yeah. Are we also expecting the game to be good? Because it's being made by the Just Cause people.
Yes, I am expecting the game to be good, because Just Cause Avalanche Studios is making the Mad Max game Austin is referring to.
Oh, okay.
And it's gonna be mad.
All I remember about the Mad Max movies is Master Blaster and the dog from the first one. Am I remembering that right? Master Blaster was the Thunderdome, but wasn't there a dog in the first one?
I'm pretty sure you're thinking the second movie is the first one. Because there was Mad Max, which is the movie that not everybody thinks is Mad Max. When you go Mad Max, everybody's like, well, Mad Max movie was awesome when that guy was like, just walk away. That was the Road Warrior. Because the original Mad Max didn't get I think it was like it didn't get a theatrical release in North America, but then the Road Warrior did. But in Australia, it was called like Mad Max 2, the Road Warrior. And when they were deciding titles, they were like, how can we release a movie in America called Mad Max 2 and nobody's seen Mad Max 1? So they just called it the Road Warrior. But there was a dog in the Road Warrior. There was a girlfriend in the original Mad Max. She didn't make it.
I like how that's a comparison. You're like, as far as, plot devices go, the woman was exchanged for a dog.
Well, it's like he was, for a lot of the original Mad Max, he was more just kind of like irate, and then
irate Max?
Something happened to his girlfriend, and it was like, that dude mad.
Oh my. I actually saw the Mad Max trailer while I was seeing It Follows, which is an amazing horror film. I would get into it in greater detail, but I'm afraid I would spoil things, and I just want everyone to go see it. If you love horror movies, go see it. If you don't, this is the movie that will get you into it. Because it's actually, to me, I watched it and I thought, this is probably the best horror movie I've seen in the past few years. It's a horror...
Exactly how much Tom Hardy penis was in this movie, Leon?
It's actually 0, and yet I was glued to the screen. It's genuinely tense, but more than that, there's something going on deeper beyond the basic narrative of the film. It's people are saying, oh, this, based on the trailer, oh, this is going to be a movie that's, under the surface is actually about sexually transmitted diseases. But it's actually, even deeper than that, it's about growing up and losing innocence. It's basically, if Boyhood were a horror movie, it would be this. So I highly recommend it. I would go into greater detail. But I feel like I'm going to spoil something, so just go in blind. It's actually beautifully shot too. I mean, it's someone with a very keen eye put this together. So check it out. That's all I'm going to say. Just it had like a limited release, but there was buzz, and now it's a larger release. So no excuses.
Oh my gosh, Leon. So this is, it's April Fool's on the day we are recording this, and that's the worst day for, news or, topics to talk about, because everything's fake. No one wants to publish, actual news and have it be regarded as a joke.
Yeah,
so we don't
everybody thinks they're hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. I ended up releasing the new Attack of the Trek today. On Channel Awesome anyway. It dropped on my blip last night, but it's on Channel Awesome today. I'm hoping people actually do click on it, unless they think, instead of thinking, oh yeah, sure, that thing hasn't been around in almost a year. Good job, Leon. This is a bullshit April Fool's Day joke. No, it's real.
Well, welcome back, Return of the Attack of the Trek.
It has returned. Mostly happy with the episode, I guess. Check it out. That's exciting. Yeah, it's kind of okay.
Both of your new episodes, Leon, and can I say this? Because, Wordfuck is essentially, the marketing arm of Renegade Productions. Both of your new episodes, the Darth Vader one and the Attack of the Trek, were, the funniest shit you've ever done. I laughed, really hard at the Darth Vader video.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't go for comedy very much on Renegade Cut, but for some reason... I just couldn't take seriously what I wanted to talk about. There's just no way I could do it where I was doing a straight face like I normally do. So that's
I know. You're like, oh, I'm going to take the compliment. I'm never going to do that again, though.
Yeah, so, yeah, exactly.
Back to painstakingly crafted film criticism.
Yeah. All right. So, Austin, you have video game news for us. You were very excited about a thing. Nintendo Direct did their, they did Nintendo Direct. And a lot of news happened. So why don't you tell us about it, because I missed it completely.
Oh, you missed Satoru Iwata making a Forrest Gump reference in the year of our Lord 2015?
Oh, God, I hate that movie so much. And I'm glad I didn't watch it, or I would just, already flipping tables.
Nice to see they're staying contemporary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about Amiibo or some shit, and he's like, it's like a box of chocolate. And I was like, he did not just do that. Anyway, so, there was Nintendo Direct today, the only real news that happened on April 1st. Some of the bigger stories is, Super Smash Brothers. They announced they're bringing Lucas back from Brawl and Mother 3. And I like Lucas. I like Mother 3. That's good news. They also opened up a poll where you can, put in character suggestions for future Smash Brothers DLC. I went ahead and put in Ridley, as should everybody who is listening to the sound of my voice. We need Ridley in Smash. That's important. Leon, you going to do that for me? Can you do me a favor?
I guess. Which one is Ridley, anyway?
He's the giant purple dragon from Metroid.
Okay. I played, I think I played the original Metroid for a minute, and then I played one of the Wii ones, and that's it.
Whoa, are you telling me you're going to say straight to my face over the internet, so not straight to my face at all, that you passed up on Super Metroid?
I didn't play Super Metroid or any of the other Metroids. There's been a bunch, and...
Okay, stop everything!
everything stops.
It sounds like the kind of game series
Sorry,
I would love.
I just need a moment like that.
I think Super Metroid and Metroid Prime are like two of the best games ever made, but the rest of the Metroid series I can kind of take or leave. Like Metroid Fusion's okay, but like the only two that are essentials are like essentials for the medium in general. I would really highly recommend you at least emulate Super Metroid.
Oh, I will.
I mean, it's
anything that involves like pirating games. You know, I'm all about that shit.
I mean, the very idea that the name of the genre, Metroidvania, is like, and everybody's like, oh, what's your favorite Castlevania? And people like list off all these different Castlevania games, and it's like, oh, what's your favorite Metroid? And they're like, Super?
Really? I've never heard anyone say anything.
Were there any others? Like,
I've never heard anybody say their favorite Castlevania is anything but Symphony of the Night.
Really?
Is that...
Mine isn't, but that's because I haven't played it. I played the first four, the three for the NES, one for the SNES, and then nothing after.
The NES ones are like unplayable. But...
All right, first of all,
they did not age well.
Well, look, okay, the first one, I like the first one, but yeah, looking back, it's not. It's how do I put this? It's not
shitty. It's shitty. Is that the word you're looking for?
The controls are not tight. It feels like I'm sort of floating a little. And the second one is impossible unless you have like a strategy guide. That game was like made for people to make you pay for the strategy guide
to get a subscription to Nintendo Power.
Yeah. Castlevania 3 and 4 are really cool though. They're just hard as balls. I did beat 3, but only because I cheated. Like I cheated so much playing Castlevania 3. But yeah, they're good. I just I haven't gotten around to playing the modern ones.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with Castlevania. It doesn't really bring anything new to the table. The Lords of Shadow games were basically God of War light. So I don't know what future that series has. And also, Konami seems to have fired Hideo Kojima.
Oh.
You guys know about this?
I saw something about it.
It's been going on for a couple of weeks now, and everybody's staying really tight-lipped about it. But, I mean, you know, they've pulled all his name off of everything that used to have his name on it.
Yeah, like the Zone of the Enders website.
Yeah, you know, like Metal Gear Solid 5 was going to be like a Hideo Kojima production. Now it's like, you know, just a Konami game. And his studio in LA was Kojima Productions, is now Konami Los Angeles or something like that. But it's like everybody's been asking them these questions. They're like, holy shit, did you fire Kojima? Because he's not listed as one of their executive staff anymore on the website. And the only response that they're giving out is like, we want everybody to rest assured that Mr. Kojima is continuing work on Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. And he's like, that's right, I'm working on Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. It's going to be the best game ever, you guys! And like, that's all they will say. That's it.
Yeah, Konami's been a train wreck for years, especially like PR-wise. That could go on forever, that discussion, but right now it appears that this is going to be his last game with Konami, and he's been trying to get out of Metal Gear since like literally Metal Gear Solid 2, right? He's been either sabotaging or promising to quit.
But what's going to happen to Silent Hills?
That's true. I'm actually way more concerned about that than I am Metal Gear Solid 5, because, I mean, there's, like, teams of, like, hundreds of people working on that game. Silent Hills is, like, who even knows what's going on with that? All we have is GT.
That is the one that's my concern. At this point in time, I mean, considering that Metal Gear Solid 5 is coming out in you know, a matter of weeks, more or less, you could probably make the argument that the lion's share of the work on the game, particularly the design, has been finalized.
Do you think people picture him doing all the front coding work? Like he's in there doing the 3D modeling and the AI pathing and stuff? Like, do people think he does that personally?
I wouldn't be surprised if he put on some of those motion capture suits and just, you know, decides to go for a run. Be like, no, you're doing it wrong. And then, like, you know, does his own thing. But, yeah, no, I'm worried. I'm worried now about Silent Hills because, I mean, the playable teaser, PT, even though I never got my hands on it, I watched it on YouTube like 80 billion times or something like that. And I was like, oh my god, somebody's actually revitalizing Silent Hill. Of course it would be Hideo Kojima and fucking Guillermo del Toro. Excuse me. I have trouble wrapping my tongue around that name, Guillermo. There we go. But yeah, so now what?
Yeah.
I don't know. Give it to Swery.
It'd be interesting, but not scary.
No.
So yeah, we don't know where he's landing. We'll definitely come back to that topic when more information comes out. But right now, it's just kind of an oddity. Back on the Nintendo Direct, guys.
Sorry, one more thing too is that like it'd be really easy to take it at face value if we weren't talking about Hideo Kojima.
Right.
I mean, when has this guy ever done anything straightforward about a game release or a fucking announcement or, like, eating a sausage on Twitter? Like, I'm sorry, have neither of you guys... No? That doesn't...
What?
He does a lot of weird shit on Twitter. I don't remember particularly any sausage incidents. Although the sausage incident would be the great name for a progressive rock band.
I've seen a lot of Hideo Kojima sausage tweets.
All right. I don't know anything about this, but all right. Thank you for that.
So you guys remember like 2 years ago when Nintendo announced Shin Megami Tensei versus Fire Emblem?
No, but let's pretend I do. Let's pretend I care.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
You guys, I need podcasting co-hosts who have more similar tastes in video games, because I lost my shit when they did that. They announced basically a crossover between two of my favorite franchises, and then said nothing about it for like literally years. It was a long time rumor that it was just straight canceled, but during today's Nintendo Direct, they showed footage of it, and it appears that it is now a completely different game. So maybe the cancellation rumors come from the retooling that actually happened. It basically looks like a Persona-inspired anime game, which is far removed from like the super dark, serious like tone of Shin Megami Tensei, and also doesn't appear to have many or any of the characters from it. It just looks like an anime game, which people are furious about because they already were mad that Fire Emblem was getting too anime. So they're not going to be happy with this direction. It shows like a pop idol jumping off a building and landing on a like Pegasus, and then it's some weird shit, guys. You got to see this trailer.
What's anime about that? That's how I get to work.
You fly in your Pegasus?
Well, first of all, I have to jump off a building and land on it because he's very particular about how he likes to be mounted.
Just like Tom Hardy's penis. Oh, guys. Guys, you don't know anything about Fire Emblem. I can't share this with you.
Austin, I always look to you to educate me on matters like these. That's why I like doing this podcast with you, because I'm like, rest assured, you always know something that I don't. So
that sounded like a backhanded compliment, but no.
Guide me through it. Take my neophyte hand and walk me through the tumultuous tale of why people are flipping the fuck out because it looks too anime. What did they want? Did they want it to be... Because, I mean, I've seen pictures of Fire Emblem, and when I see pictures of Fire Emblem games, I'm like, oh, look, an anime game.
Well, they've been getting progressively more anime, which has alienated some of the hardcore, like, old-school fans who preferred, like, the art direction of the earlier games, and it was more, like, serious, like, Game of Thrones-style storytelling with anime art, but not as modern,
Not so much kawaii.
Yeah, the new games are very kawaii, which rubs people the wrong way. And Shin Megami Tensei, as you probably know, is just super, like, the darkest series in the industry. Just cannibalism and satanic rituals and just the most fucked up shit.
Lots of penis and vagina monsters I've seen.
Yeah, it's mostly genitals and blood. So when they were...
Like I said, that's pretty much exactly how I get to work every morning.
So they announced they were crossing these over, and people were like, oh yes, this is going to be, like, so hardcore, it's going to be so fucking, like, fan servicey for the people who stuck around with these series, which have been going on since like the mid '80s and 1990, respectively.
Now, would you say, sorry, just as a quick aside here, would you say that there's a lot of cross-pollination in terms of the fandom? Like, if you're a fan of Fire Emblem, it's probably also likely that you're a fan of Shin Megami Tensei?
I mean, not necessarily. Shin Megami Tensei is a dungeon crawler, and Fire Emblem is like a strategy game, so not necessarily. But, I mean, close. You know, they're Nintendo RPGs, so... Well, Atlas for Shin Megami Tensei, but it started on Nintendo systems. Anyway, guys, the trailer for Shin Megami Tensei vs. Fire Emblem in its current form looks like a Vocaloid video. Like, if Hatsune Miku popped up, it would not have been surprising.
Here, link it to me. Somebody send me a link.
Johnny, just go to Nintendo's
I've got very
YouTube.
serious research to do.
Go to Nintendo's YouTube channel. It's on there. The other thing they announced, guys, was 2 other Fire Emblem games, and that sounds like a joke, but it's not. Fire Emblem 14 is in 2, at least the Japanese. They haven't confirmed this for worldwide release, but the next Fire Emblem game in Japan is coming in 2 versions. It looks like they're called White Kingdom and Black Kingdom, kind of like Pokemon games, which come in 2 versions. So it's like a war, and you get to pick a side depending on which version you buy. I think the Americas might get like a unified version where you just pick in a menu or something.
I was told the American version was going to be they release one version as America, and then they're going to optionally DLC release, so you can buy the other one. All right, this is some Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem crossover project gameplay trailer response live. That's whoa. Look at those pointy ass chins.
You're just gonna live.
I'm like,
blogger.
Okay, first of all, I'm sorry, like, but the J-pop is not doing much for me, and that's a motorcycle and then what am I watching even?
This is great radio.
Oh my god! Like it has been so long since I've played like an actual Japanese style game. It's like they're foreign things to me now.
They literally are foreign, you fuck.
No, I know, but like there's a certain sort of familiarity that you can develop with them. You know, that even if something is foreign, like I feel like I'm watching something from another planet. Okay.
You're like, Japan's almost like a different country. It's so weird. Oh my gosh.
The head on spinning blades and there's a pop star and a Pegasus. She jumps off a guy's head and shoots with an arrow, and then I don't know what's going on. Like
yeah, basically. But I mean, you can tell the art
where's the Fire Emblem? I mean, like, no, that is
Exactly
how I get to work. Actually, that's like, and it's got rocket jets at the back, and
there are very little Fire Emblem or Shin Megami Tensei overtones in that trailer. It looks mostly based on Persona, between like the pop colors and the overworld movement and stuff.
Yeah,
it's very strange. It's not at all what anyone expected, and I'm not like down on the project. I'll still play this game, but it's not at all what
I wasn't expecting anything, but it wasn't at all what I expected.
Yeah, so who knows? It appears to me, I mean, they haven't confirmed this, but that it was scrapped, whatever they had built when it was announced, and basically completely redone as only kind of a spiritual crossover to these 2 franchises.
Aw, because that worked out so well for XCOM The Bureau.
Oof, dang, come on.
Sick burn, yo!
Now you're worrying me now. I don't know. No matter what, we still get another Fire Emblem game, though. Fire Emblem 14 looks fantastic. It looks like it's going to have bigger maps, more varied gameplay and stuff with the branching storylines. I don't know if they're going to have the marriage.
Should we maybe come up with a couple of safe words right now that you can just, like, randomly tweet whenever you need help?
I actually, like, smashed my keyboard when they showed it, and it got a bunch of, like, really interesting responses. People thought I was in trouble, and I appreciate that. Sweet of all of you, but I just genuinely didn't know how to articulate my feelings on what I was seeing. It was weird. So,
how about rutabaga? Because I don't think that, you know, the worst thing that you can do with a safe word is come up with a safe word that you're going to say during, like, regular conversation. you know, or like irregular conversation to where you're like maybe pretending like you don't want to go, like, no, don't take me away, I love my Fire Emblem. But if you're just straight up like, I really feel like eating a rutabaga, then it's like, oh shit, he's in trouble.
You sure you don't want to go with Shikama?
I'll go with Yakima. Yakima.
So the only other thing I have to say on the Nintendo Direct is they announced a Yoshi's Woolly World amiibo, which is made of yarn. That's cute. Little Yoshi amiibo. They come in 3 colors. It's wonderful.
Amiibos are kind of freaking me out.
My friends bought a bunch of them. We were playing Smash Brothers, and they fucking murdered us. Amiibos are like at level 50 are just genocide machines. They cannot be stopped.
You know what's great about Amiibos? I can hear about Amiibos all the time and sort of understand what's going on, but I still have no idea what they really do.
They're basically like Skylanders. They're little toys.
I don't know what that means either.
You don't know what that means? Leon, you're so uncool.
Don't say what they are by referencing another thing I don't know about. It's like, oh, Leon, you know about modern rap? No, I don't. Well, it's a lot like modern jazz. No, I only listen to old school jazz.
Leon, they're little toys, and when you put them on the Nintendo Wii U gamepad, something in the game happens. In the case of Smash Brothers, it makes like a super difficult opponent character to fight, and you can like train it and like feed it items within the game to make it stronger, but don't do that because they're just invincible.
Okay. Well, I don't have a Wii U and I don't know anyone who does, so I'm just completely out of sorts. I've listened to another podcast called The Podquisition with Jim Sterling, and Jim talks about Amiibos all the time, and I still don't know what they are. He just keeps talking about them, and I don't understand what he's saying.
Well, now you do. I've just explained it to you.
I still don't understand. No, you didn't. You said
they're toys. They're toys that you can use to add content to games.
Okay, all right, Leon. Imagine if you will. All right. A world in which you can buy like collectible action figures. That are also like little miniature Wi-Fi spots. Except instead of doing handy things like broadcasting the internet, they're capable of transferring like character statistics into games that are like Amiibo compatible. So like, you buy a game and it's like, oh hey, we work with Amiibos. And then you buy an Amiibo of, let's say, me with Austin's head sewn to my shoulder. And then you bring your Amiibo over to like, I don't know, your friend's place and you guys are playing Mario Kart 23 and you can put your Amiibo down and your game console is like, oh, hey, you've got a Johnny with Austin's head sewn to his shoulders Amiibo. Do you want to play as him? And then, like, as you play in games, it's like your statistics go up. So it's like bringing your own D&D character sheet to, like, every game that every Dungeon Master ever plays, and then you just gain more experience as you play through each game. But, like, that character is like a physical item, so you, like, at the end of the day where you're like, I'm taking my Johnny's body with Austin's head sewn onto his shoulder Amiibo and going home, then you can take it and go home. So you can, like, show up at your buddy's party with a super, like, mega leveled up Johnny with Austin's head sewn on his shoulders Amiibo and just, like, wreck shop.
For someone who hasn't played a Nintendo game in, like, a decade and also was purposely trying to explain that in a funny way, you basically said everything right.
Okay.
I sometimes get these things.
Okay.
And I played lots of have moments of lucidity.
I played lots of Nintendo games, but just because I don't own a Wii U or a 3DS or any of the new stuff, I'm a little out of it. But I think I understand now. You
should, Leon. Right now, Nintendo's like first-party software lineup is just fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're firing on all cylinders right now. It's good stuff.
I still have too many PlayStation 3 games to play.
You're still playing Tales of Grace's F.
I know. It'll be done by next time we do. I'm at like the end. So next time we do, yeah. I
Are you
have
at the save point before the final boss?
I'm like right before this is supposed to happen. Right after that, here are the games I have to play before I'm done. God of War, Ghost of Sparta, Dark Souls 2, Uncharted Collection, Tales of Xillia 1 and 2, Skyward Sword. I want to play all the Uncharted games, Ni no Kuni, Tales of Zestiria, Deus Ex, and possibly Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh, well, that's all.
That's gonna take years, you fool.
I know, right? Well, I'm gonna try to make more time for gaming. You know, the important things.
And the funny thing about all this is that a lot of those games that you mentioned are available on PC.
I know. A lot of them are.
So you could trade them in, like, now, and get slightly better prices for them, pick them up on PC when they're cheaper, when you can play them, and maximize your economics.
Only a few of them are PC games. But
Dark Souls 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex, yeah. In fact, you can probably get Deus Ex like for dirt-ass cheap on PC these days.
Yeah.
Dirt-ass cheap. Not just regular cheap. Like cheap that will actually make you feel like you've been soiled somehow.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look into that, the dirty stuff. And is there anything else that we're gonna talk about this week? We have lots of time.
Do we? I feel like this has been going on for an eternity because we were talking about phalluses.
Did we ever decide who has the best penis in Hollywood?
I thought we said it was John Hamm, didn't we?
Well, Leon said it was John Hamm, but I'm afraid that I haven't dedicated as much of my observance to John Hamm's penis detection, because it's not. This is not a matter of like, oh, there it is. Absolutely, Leon, you are completely correct. Like this requires some degree of conjecture, and I'm just not comfortable like making uneducated stipulations about the handsomeness of John Hamm's penis. So I cannot cast my vote for that. I think I'm still going to go with Fassbender. I think Fassbender's got a shapely penis that looks like it's designed pretty. You are actually sending us a photo?
Yes, there it is.
I refuse.
No, it's right there. Look at it. It's right fucking there. I just look at it right now.
I cannot establish veracity to that. That could easily have been doctored. We live in the age of Photoshop.
No, he talks about his penis all the time. It's like it's not even a thing.
Our listeners can't see the photo, but Leon just sent us a picture. It's not like him naked or anything. He's wearing like jeans, and there's just like a circle around his crotch. I was joking earlier, but Leon has a collection of clothed John Hamm photos with his crotch circled.
Any second now, I think that Skype, like, we're gonna get that drawing application, and Leon's just gonna be like, you see here.
Johnny, what makes a handsome penis? You were in the middle of your spiel when he interrupted you. I was very concerned about your criteria.
Well, this is the problem, is that when you get into there's a great schism in terms of what makes a handsome penis in the community, because a lot of people seem to perceive handsomeness as being functionality, to where it's like, oh, he's got a big penis, therefore it is handsome. I don't think that's necessarily the case. There's got to be something. There has to be something to be said for like a ratio of the size of the penis to the size of the testicles, I think, because nothing looks weirder than a guy who has like these great big balls, but like this, even if it's nicely shaped, tiny penis. Alternately, if you've got this like swinging dong, but then like a ping pong ball underneath, it's kind of like, okay, no. So there's some kind of proportionality that I think has to go with that. Secondly, I personally, I am not one to discount the majesty of a penis if it is uncircumcised. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are like, whoa, uncircumcised penises are like the craziest looking shit I've ever seen in my life. And while I can agree with the fact the stipulation that uncircumcised penises have a propensity to possibly look a little bit more fucked up than circumcised penises, I'm like, yeah, okay, that is certainly possible, because foreskins are, like a little weird. It's like this skin that just kind of like envelops, your organ. I see. I am uncircumcised though. That's something that I'm kind of allowed to be like, oh, okay, well, like guys, just because a penis is uncircumcised, that doesn't mean that it's ugly. I have been told many times in the past that I actually have a very comely penis.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it.
You're like so happy for him, Leon.
No, that's great. I'll be honest though. I've seen a lot of penises, more than you would think, and no offense to you personally, Johnny, but I've yet to see like a really just handsome uncircumcised penis. But I'm gonna do a Google search here.
See, part of the problem that you have is part of the problem as well is that it's difficult to really truly appreciate how a man's genitals look when they're in the relaxed state. Because let's be honest here, of the two states in which the penis can be, which is relaxed and aroused, the aroused state is a slightly more like, that's respectable. Like the relaxed state is just sort of like, it's just like, it's hanging, it's not doing anything, it's just kind of like...
Popular culture has given men far fewer complexes as far as body image goes, but that's one of the ones that definitely has been hammered home. We are really fucking insecure about things we have no control over. Like, you have, like, it's just your dick. It's just there. You didn't choose it. But it's like, oh my gosh, is it big enough? Oh my gosh, is it this or is it that? There's a Seinfeld episode, right? With, I'm talking about, about the shrinkage and stuff. And it's just like, it's not your fault. It's just your body. Like, it's crazy.
By the way, Johnny, as you were expounding on the beauty of the uncircumcised penis, I did a Google search, and the Google search read, beautiful uncircumcised penis, in quotes, and I didn't get any good results. I don't mean to be a jerk, but I think that's just prejudice though. And everyone's just every picture on the internet of an uncircumcised penis, someone is making like a joke about it. So
which I think is ridiculous, because
I agree.
Honestly,
Johnny,
yes.
Is it ridiculous?
Yes, I guess it is.
That was a slow burn. It crept up on me, Leon. Sorry, John.
No, that was a well-seized opportunity. Kudos to you, sir.
That one had an expiration date. I had to get it out. I don't know. I just, from all of my straight women friends and gay male friends, my understanding is that if you have to go, uncircumcised is less preferable. That's just my understanding, but I don't know. I don't have a dog.
What do you mean if you have to go? Like if you're gonna go for a penis, you go for an uncircumcised one?
No, you don't.
You go for a circumcised one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my understanding.
I'm sorry. It's just the thing is that when I'm just hanging out and doing my thing, okay, my foreskin wraps my penis up, and it's just like it becomes an internal organ. It's like, I got you, buddy. We're gonna snuggle. and when it goes erect, the foreskin pulls back, and it is nearly indistinguishable from like a circumcised penis. Like the foreskin pulls back, and it's just like, oh, hey, look, a penis.
This episode will double as an anatomy lesson. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I'll be perfectly honest, Johnny. Because I have seen a lot of penises, and very few of them have been uncircumcised. I did not know that about the fact that when it gets erect, it looks more or less like a circumcised penis.
I mean, there are certain conditions that like people can develop to where like the foreskin hardens and it doesn't necessarily pull all the way back. But I mean these things are rare, and even so, it's not as though the penis is necessarily a bar none beautiful thing to look at in the first place.
Some of them are just gross. Let's face it.
It's not a fabulous design. It's not something that they would have unveiled by pulling off a velvet curtain from a gold frame in one of the greatest art halls in the world and been like, voila!
Yeah, I mean,
the design! She is beautiful, no?
Yeah, if you've seen a lot of penises, then it's like you're just used to it, and maybe after a while you can find the beauty in it. But if you like see a penis for the first time, it looks like something that like H.R. Geiger drew or something. It's terrifying.
Yeah, they're not welcoming bodily organs. That's for certain.
No.
I mean, it's funny you mentioned Geiger, because he harnessed the uncomfortable reaction that we have to it. I think it's deliberate. It's a kind of an unsettling thing for some reason, like in the human psyche. What does that say about us? Wow.
Think how much more terrifying the xenomorph would have been if it had been uncircumcised. We'd be all weirdly prejudiced about it.
What do you think the little head that comes out is?
Oh, shit! Oh, Johnny, you just blew my mind.
You cracked the code.
Right, now I have to rewatch Alien with all of this new knowledge.
Oh my!
I hope all of this gets added into the new Neil Blomkamp movie, and it's all about circumcised versus uncircumcised penises. That would make it better.
There's nothing wrong with either, is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
I'm from a personal standpoint, I'm not going to have any of my kids circumcised because I feel weird about it. I feel weird that it's it sounds rough to say it, but really it is kind of like a form of cosmetic genital mutilation.
It's kind of unpleasant, and I shouldn't have said circumcised versus uncircumcised penises. Like they're meeting each other on the battlefield and crossing swords. I
just
didn't
like
get that.
those two, like that fucking Monday Night Football where the two helmets like clash up against each other.
Oh my god!
It would only if they met and they all exploded, then that would be great. My.
Johnny, you said mutilation. I mean, that's technically true. We've kind of just socially accepted that it's a thing that people do, but if you, take a step back and get some perspective, it is kind of weird.
It is. I mean, and, there could have easily been made more arguments for it back when it was like, well, it's important to keep clean because it's really easy for guys to take, yeast infections or other things if they are uncircumcised, but I heard about this thing, it's called soap.
Once we invented soap, I guess we should have thought about that.
We're kind of okay, but yeah, it's a weird kind of socialized thing, and I'm never going to get down on somebody and be like, oh my god, you're a fucking terrible monster, I can't believe that you would do that to your child! But it's not something that I'm comfortable with doing. It's just not.
That's fine. Alright,
the comments of this episode are going to be fucking solid platinum. I swear to god, they better be.
You guys deal with that. Before we go, you guys want to say anything before we go? I gotta bail in a minute.
I just want to say that I love all your penises,
regardless
of how they look, where they come from, what you do with them is your own business, but, I mean, try not to be weird about it.
This is our most phallic episode.
Yeah, if you didn't think the last episode was gay enough, I don't know what else you could possibly want. God's sake.
All right. Allison, you want to say anything before we go?
In the interest of gender equality, shout out to vaginas. They're pretty excellent.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of vaginas.
Yeah.
Of their work?
Well, one more than any others, but they have a very special place in my heart.
Okay. All right, I gotta go, guys.
This is weird. Bye.
This is weird. That explains it.
We got the hour in, we got to the 56-minute mark, and finally somebody says, maybe this is weird.
You can't cut any of it out either.
No, all of it's going in.